Thank you, and welcome to the Byron Center Percussion Studio Concert, where we are thrilled to feature all of our percussionists in grades 6 through 12. Throughout the evening, I will tell you more about a variety of facets of the percussion program, but for starters, here's our 6th grade percussion ensemble. We'll be playing a piece called Lattes on the House. We start the year focusing primarily on keyboards, and then we start doing some hand drums, and towards the end of the year, we'll be doing more stick drum things. We have a couple of high school percussionists sitting in with us tonight. We've got Adam and Allison. It's a great opportunity for some of the younger kids to meet the older kids and play this together. Here's Lattes on the House. right, so now we've got the 7th grade. The 7th grade has been working on learning a lot about phrasing, musical phrasing. So not every song is in 4-bar chunks. This is an odd, quirky little song that features 2-bar, 3-bar, 4-bar phrases. And we worked really hard to memorize it so that we could practice really thinking about sentences, if you will, musical sentences, instead of just notes or letters and words. This is Parade of the Penguins. Okay, next up we have the 8th grade. And the 8th grade, they really wanted something challenging. So we looked and we found a really super challenging piece. It's called Ether. And there's a couple of things that make Ether challenging. One is there's a lot of 4-mallet technique involved, so really advanced keyboard techniques. And there's a lot of texture work. Many times the parts are the same, many times they're very different. There's times where one kid is playing something different than everyone else, and it keeps moving around. There's a lot of repetitive material, and it's very much about changing tempo and changing volume to make the music happen, as opposed to always changing just rhythms, let's say, or notes. So this is a very textural piece. It's been very challenging, and the kids have worked really, really hard. I'm very proud of them. Here's Ether. Okay, so we move to our high school portion of the program. What we do with the high school percussionists, because there's many of them and we're trying to keep them very, very busy, is we actually do a chair test and then we split the students into 3 general groups. We have the advanced percussion ensemble, the wind ensemble percussion section, and the symphonic band percussion section. And then we dedicate them to a primary function. So the symphonic band rehearses with Mr. Schnicke and makes sure that that ensemble's happening. The wind ensemble rehearses with Ms. Suka, makes sure that that ensemble's happening. And then the advanced percussion ensemble rehearses primarily with me, and we'll talk more about them in a little bit. But then the kids kind of cross over, and it's hard to choose percussion ensemble music that fits like a glove all the time. For example, we've got 7 kids in the wind ensemble. This next piece, Shark Week, is written specifically for 7 players, so it's great for them in terms of instrumentation, whereas the advanced percussion ensemble has 6 players, so Shark Week wouldn't be a good choice for them. But then sometimes we want to do certain things where we have to borrow kids from different groups, and we're always kind of piecing things together like a big Lego set. But here in a minute, we're going to play Shark Week, which is an exciting piece, all drums. One thing that I noticed long ago was that student percussionists in grades 6 through 12 in a lot of programs tend to excel towards the drum part and maybe not so much towards the mallet part. It's, in my opinion, more difficult to train mallet players than drummers, not that drummers don't have a lot of skills to learn. So we really go hard on the mallet stuff at Byron Center to make sure that that skill set is really developed, as you can hear in Ether. But we also like to wail on drums too. That's how I grew up, was wailing on drums. So we all want to wail on drums. So we definitely have to seize those opportunities. Shark Week is an exciting piece that does exactly that. And this will feature our wind ensemble percussion section here in a moment once they're ready to go. If you were at Artastic this year, you heard this next piece. This is Winter from the Four Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi. As much as we like wailing on drums, we need to learn classical music too. And this is a fantastic arrangement of this piece. It's a violin concerto. It will feature Andrew Sizeward playing the marimba in place of the violinist. And it's a great piece. And I try to do one big classical work every year, a Prokofiev or a Mozart or something. So this year it's Vivaldi. This will feature... This is the Advanced Percussion Ensemble with many of the kids from the Wind Ensemble and I think one or two kids from the Symphonic Band as well. So we kind of start with the Advanced Percussion Ensemble and then we stack on extra players and then we take turns dividing and conquering the thing. So here in a moment we'll have Winter. as many of you may have known, we were going to have a special performance at the Michigan Music Conference this year. And unfortunately, due to weather, it just didn't work out, which put me in an interesting dilemma. From a curricular standpoint, it's like, do we hang on to these pieces and keep playing them all year when it's really time to get into new material? We want to have a performance, but we don't want to stagnate. And some of the pieces that we had prepared for MMC, we actually had played last year, and it was an early prep. We had to be ready in January, so we were kind of combining new material with old material, but then we didn't get the performance, and we still wanted to do it, but we'd been playing it forever. So it was kind of a grab bag of like, how much new are we going to bite off, and how much are we going to hang on to, and all those things. So while we wish we could perform everything that we had prepared for MMC, that's just not possible because we had to move on to new music so the kids could continue to learn. But we did pick a few that we were going to continue to perform. Winter was one of them, and this next one is also one that we wanted to carry forward. If you came to the concert last year, you heard the orchestrations of the Underground, which is a medley of music from the video game Undertale. And the kids just play the heck out of this one, and they really like it. And it's the closest thing to rock and roll we were able to muster, so we decided we'd bring this one back for you. So the kids, obviously, they love playing that one and they rock it out. And it's worth mentioning that as much as I'd like to take credit for everything that they do, that's not the case at all. These kids, they work really hard, they lead each other, they follow each other, they help each other, they teach each other, they mentor each other. It's really cool to see. We've got kids from the high school drumline coming down to help the West Middle School drumline, and kids from different grades helping each other. It's really awesome to see them work together. And also, it goes without saying, my colleagues are amazing. Mr. Hunt, for example, at the middle school, he lets me take the percussionists almost every day. So I can just take them and work with them, and then once we're ready to go, we plug them back in, and he'll put the band together and make that all happen. And if I ever want to go do something like that with them, he gives me all the time in the world for that. Or another example is these kids. If you want to know the benefit of having a kid be in more than one part of the music program, I mean, look at Jackson playing the drum set. I mean, he's playing with the jazz orchestra every day in sixth hour and getting his drum set skills together, working with Mr. Townley every single day, and then he can just plug in and just rock out on a tune like this. So you see the effect of all the teachers. Miss Sukup starting all the beginning band kids, and Mr. Schnicky helping with the sixth graders and let me take the percussionist there. And it's just really great to work with such great colleagues that we all work together, and every single band director has a thumbprint on the musical development of every one of these kids, and they're just really awesome to work with. So if you join me in thanking the band directors that I get to work with every day. A little note about this next group. This is the Advanced Percussion Ensemble proper. So with a lot of conversations with Mr. Townley over the years, we decided that we wanted to cultivate an opportunity for a group to really, an advanced group to start tackling really modern, challenging music. And we auditioned the kids, and these six are the Advanced Percussion Ensemble proper. And these next two pieces are just going to be an opportunity for them to showcase what we're trying to do in terms of tackling modern percussion ensemble music. This first piece is called Starfall, and we played it at Artastic. We were going to play it at MMC, and I'll have a few special notes about Ceaseless Staircase afterwards. But this is going to be Starfall, and we're really excited to actually pull the grand piano out for this one. At Artastic, we did the synth piano, which was cool, but it's just extra cool with the grand piano. So enjoy Starfall. So we mentioned the grand piano. That was really fun to be able to use. A special note I'd like to point out, that marimba on the far side of the stage, the house right side that Allison was just playing, that's our 5-octave marimba with real rosewood bars. A couple of years ago, we were able to make that investment, and again, Mr. Townley was really supportive to invest in a really expensive, large, exotic instrument like that. I think it's worth noting that most of the music that we're presenting tonight is unplayable without that specific instrument because of how low it goes. If you don't have a marimba that will go low enough, then the piece just doesn't really work. We used that marimba on Starfall, we used it on Winter, we used it on Ether, and we used it on, I don't know, we're using it all over the place. And that's one of the reasons that there's so many instrument changes, is it's not because we can't preset things, it's because we have to move that gigantic, the biggest instrument on the stage has to move around so often to be in every piece. We're just really fortunate to have that instrument, and I think that's worth mentioning. Additionally, the crotales, which are the gold discs that they hit, and they sound really bright and tinkly, that Skylar was just playing and Quinn was playing earlier, are an exotic instrument as well, that these pieces don't work nearly as well if we don't have those instruments. So it's been great to have the support to get these instruments and be able to program a concert like this. Without those two specific instruments, like 9 of these charts we wouldn't even be doing. We'd be looking at some other things. We're going to present the next piece, and I wanted to give you program notes on this one because it's a challenge to listen to in all the best ways. I like to give the kids something out there, quote unquote, out there, to really challenge the way they listen to music at least once a year. We like to do one big classical piece, a drummy piece, etc. Shark Week can be hard to listen to. I mean, it's fun and it's loud, but there's lots of time signatures and it's difficult to balance a big rambunctious piece. And I get it. If that sounds like racket to you, like, I understand. It's an acquired taste and we're still working on it and there's things like that. But if you really dig the drums and you can hear the polyrhythms in there, it's super fun too. This next piece is called Ceaseless Staircase, and I just want to read you the composer's program notes about it. M.C. Escher's prints feature startlingly realistic images that could never exist, particularly staircases that never end or lie on each other in a disorienting labyrinth. Featureless beings walk up and down the staircases as if they are mindlessly going about their routine. To me, the composer, Matthew Kilby, to me, works like Escher's Ascending and Descending, created in 1960, represent a sort of madness from the monotony of life and an unfortunate tendency for people to recreate the same mistakes over and over again. Ceaseless Staircase depicts the monotony and madness using stair-like movements in blocks up and down in the marimba solo and mirrored figures in the melody, simultaneously ascending and descending. Like the figures in Escher's print, the accompaniment is ritualistic and unrelenting. Distant harmony and pedal point represent the light and shadow that Escher masterfully uses to depict images that could never exist in startling realism. So this piece is different, it's out there, and it's the closest thing we have to a modern art piece, if we will, and it's been a big challenge, and the Advanced Percussion Ensemble has really thrown themselves at it, and they're seeing really good success, so I'm very proud of them for this. Here is Ceaseless Staircase. We've got 3 more things to play for you tonight. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Mark Townley. We'll get a late on him in a second. This next piece is Big Country by the banjo player, Bela Fleck and the Fleck Tones. This is a beautiful arrangement. It works really well for keyboards because obviously a banjo is plucked. It has everything is very staccato, so it just arranges beautifully for marimbas and vibraphones. And it's been an awesome piece to work on. It's been different for us. It's been a good challenge for the mallet players, and it's been a thrilling opportunity to get Mr. Townley involved because it's not often that we get to plug a soprano saxophone in with a percussion ensemble. Those types of pieces are getting more common, and I'm looking for them: a trumpet, a flute, a saxophone. To be honest, the ones I found haven't been great, but this one's really good. So hopefully we'll be able to feature more wind players and maybe even some singers in the future. But for now, here's Big Country featuring Mr. Mark Townley on the sax. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Mr. Mark Townley, for playing with us. We're going to transition over now, and we've got one more percussion ensemble piece, and then the drum line's on. If I could get our seniors to come up front, I'd just like to acknowledge them briefly. The new extra setup is happening. We got 4 seniors I'd like to recognize. If they could kind of sneak up here. Hello, Okay, these are our 4 seniors, and in the middle here, Mr. Tall Guy here, we have Jonah, and Jonah started in 6th grade, and he's done 7 years in our band program. Lots of commitment. We appreciate that commitment, Jonah. He did the 8-gap percussion program as an 8th grader. He was in the pit with the marching band. He's done the percussion ensemble, the concert band. He was in the middle school drum line. He was in the high school drum line. He did color guard. He marched in the horn line. He's just done so many things, and 7 years is a long time, and we appreciate you, Jonah, for spending 7 years with our program. On the end, we have Miss Avery Millhouse. Avery started in, I think, the orchestra, and then ended up in the jazz band, and is in choir, and then she joined the marching band, and then she did the pit. She joined last year as a junior. She played synth in our pit for our marching band, and then joined the percussion section. She took some lessons. She played bass drum in the drum line this year. If you heard the story about the infamous kid that unfortunately broke her ankle in the middle of the show, and then finished the marching band show on the ankle, that was Avery. Tough as nails, this one. And yeah. And it's been great to have a resident bass guitar player in the ensemble. Avery played bass, obviously, on Big Country, and she's played bass on some other things like the Mozart piece and some others. I lose track of everything. But it's been great to have Avery in our percussion program for the last 2 years, but doing all kinds of things, music, this whole time. So thank you, Avery, for all your commitment to Byron Center music. Here we have Miss Parker DeWise. Woo! Parker transferred into Byron Center in 7th grade. And at the time, I was teaching the percussion classes out of the orchestra room. And I just remember when Parker showed up, she's just a bundle of energy. And I think it was somewhere in the first day or two, maybe the first week, where she was just like, bam, and hit the splits right in the middle of rehearsal. And we were like, wow, okay, we've got a party animal on our hands. And it's been great to have Parker's energy in our group all along. Parker was in 8-gap. She did the 8th grade percussion thing just like Jonah did. And she was in the middle school drum line and played quads in the marching band. She's also in the jazz orchestra. She plays vibraphone and all kinds of auxiliary percussion instruments and train whistles and things. She's been a drum major, and she did 6 solid years with the Byron Center Percussion Program. Thank you, Parker, for all you've done for us. Last but not least, we have Miss Skylar Heemstra. Skylar, like Jonah, started in 6th grade and did all 7 years with the percussion program. She was one of the first members of the middle school drumline as well, like Jonah and Parker. Helped us start that program. Skylar's also been a bass drum section leader. She's been in the advanced percussion ensemble, and she's just been an excellent leader and just stalwart member, just always being very consistent. Skylar's one of the most consistent, even keel personalities we have had, and it's been very helpful to have an anchor like that in our curriculum. So thank you, Skylar, for all you've done for us as well. Cool. We can go ahead and so we have, 7 years is a long time, and especially, I don't know, how many math teachers did you have for 7 years straight, or English teachers for 7 years straight, or even band directors, for that matter, for 7 years straight? So I feel very fortunate, and it's unique to my job that I get to spend 7 years with the same student from 6th through 12th, and watch them grow up and become killer musicians. It's really awesome. So I'm just really blessed to be able to do this job and work with these awesome kids. This next piece we're going to do is Nuestro Canto. It's kind of a steel band thing. I like to do something sunny and warm this time of year because, hey, we're coming into spring break, and it's a great way to kind of finish out the concert before we bring on the middle school drumline. Middle school drumline, if you didn't leave yet, I meant to dismiss you before I started blabbing about the seniors. Middle school drumline, you can head out this way, go meet Mr. Gunnett, and get your drums ready to come and close us out with some drums. All right, here we go. Here's Nuestro Canto. Next, what's around the corner? Springtime, marching band, drumline, all that good stuff. Usually, the middle school drumline has their first performance after spring break. This will be our first performance this year. It's a little earlier than normal, but they're ready for it, and they're doing a great job. It's a fun program that we rehearse at the middle school on Thursdays and Fridays. I have a helper, Mr. Ben Gannett, who helps teach the drumline, plus the high schoolers that come down and help work with that. But this is just a great feeder program to get the middle school kids' hands ready for the physical rigor that is playing drumline music in the high school. I think we're ready to go here in just a second. We'll bring out the middle school drumline and close things off, get you ready for marching band season. They were trapped somewhere. We are going to play a series of drum cheers. These are little snippets of things that we just use at football games to rah-rah. They're individual little snippets. They're like a 2-second video that just loops, right? But we're just going to string them together in a kind of a confetti of drum cheers. And I'll let Mr. Ben Gannett run them through their paces. Where is he? Mr. Gannett, where are you at? Cool. Put your hands together for West Middle School Drumline and Ben Gannett.
West Middle School drumline. Nice work, team. Thank you all so much for coming. Have a wonderful spring and spring break. It'll take us about 15 minutes to clean up all our stuff and put everything away, and then we will turn your students loose. Thank you so much. We'll see you next year. Adios.